What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Two Guys Rambling. I threw the number thing out the window. The episode number thing, especially when we have to, like, switch episodes around and all that crap.
Yeah.
The hell with that. The hell with that.
I said fuck already.
Oh, my God. And we're down one already. We're down one. Today we have a great episode lined up for you guys. We're doing our new rhythm of starting with the news. And we've got quite a bit of news, especially with Trump being indicted the other day. So we've got that going on. I printed out the whole indictment. I read over everything and went through it all. I literally went through it all and pulled out like the key things that are going on.
Yeah.
And talk about those things. And then a couple of small things going on in the news. And then we have to go over the event that we did. We didn't even go about that last week.
No.
And then we have, the Mandela catalogs.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a jam-packed episode. And Lord knows how long this one's going to be. And that's part of the reason why we now set up the new dates, right? Now, why we're putting out on Monday now instead of on a Thursday, where you're kind of at the end of your week already. And
yeah.
Most people listen to the podcast while going to work and stuff like that and don't get to finish because they're not going to work on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So true. At least here we're putting it out on Monday. And now people will have all week to be able to go through it and talk about that kind of stuff. Today we got two cigars we're smoking. Smoking these little cigarellos that Javi is crazy about. Davidoff Gold. And then, of course, we've got our
Pretty
regular. So we're going to jump in the podcast like we do every podcast. Start with the Cut and Light. Of course, Cut and Light is brought to you by
Club Humidor.
Club Humidor. And they got 3 locations in San Antonio, San Pedro, Huebner, and...
Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks. I keep trying to see if he's going to forget it one day. He will. It's only a matter of time.
I always say Stone Oak for some reason.
So Sean's going to tell us about these cigars while we get into those. Sean, take it away.
All right. So we're going to start with Matthew first. Matt is smoking the Caldwell Collection Long Live the King. Its wrapper is from the Dominican Republic, and its origin is the Dominican Republic as well. And I'm getting this from Cigars International. Over to Javi. Javi is smoking the Casa Magna de Magnus to Marcus Aurelius. Really long fucking name. And it is a Nicaraguan full body. Both of them are also smoking the Davidoff Mini Cigarellos Gold. The wrapper is from Indonesia, the binder is Java, and the filler is from the Dominican Republic.
The what's Java? What's Java?
Binder.
From Java? So that's a place, right?
It just says Java.
I'm pretty sure it's a place.
I'll find out right now.
There you go. Dude, for being so tiny, they put out a fuckload of smoke.
Didn't Elon Musk get in trouble for smoking this?
We're not smoking weed.
Yeah, not just okay.
It's like, don't get me canceled.
Don't get me canceled already. All right.
Java is an island in Indonesia.
So yeah, Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Kind of tasty.
Yeah, it is a little tasty, actually. For a short smoke.
And being how tiny they are.
Being a short
smoke. It says on... Where did I get this from? I'm getting this from Davidoff.
All right. Do we want to start out with the light news first, or just jump straight into the Trump indictment?
How long is the Trump indictment going to be?
Trump indictment's going to be a little bit.
Should we do light news and then Trump
Let's
indictment?
do light news, right? Like light news, start out easy and then jump into the crazy shit. Yeah. All right. So me and Javi have been getting heavy into watches, and something hit the news this week about watches, about an Omega watch. A Speedmaster.
Oh, didn't it hit like the most expensive sold or whatever?
It was. It sold for a record $3.4 million at auction, and it was sold in 2021. Did you hear about this? Okay. Did you hear about the update?
I heard it's okay. I might have been listening to something else, but something sold for big money, and it turns out like it wasn't what it was.
So it could be this, because this watch was sold in 2021. It's a Omega Speedmaster 1957, sold for $3.4 million and was revealed to be fake.
Yep, I figured.
Revealed to be fake. Omega claims that 3 former employees Frankensteined the watch using parts from other vintage timepieces. $3.4 million fake. How about that? Isn't that crazy?
Well, if they're getting so good at those, what's to say those Rolex fakes? Not
Oh,
right.
dude, seriously. That's true, though. I mean, that is true. There is an issue going on with seaweed right now. Did you hear about that? Seaweed right now. So seaweed farming has dropped. The worst harvest in 51 years. Annual demand for the product in Japan is nearing 7.5 billion sheets. But the 2020's harvest, which ended in May, only brought in about 4.8 billion sheets.
Holy.
And
So there's going to be a seaweed shortage?
There's going to be a seaweed shortage.
My sushi!
Your sushi, dude. I saw that and I instantly thought about Javi's sushi addiction because it is definitely an addiction.
You know what I went to go eat yesterday?
What?
That all-you-can-eat sushi place.
Oh, yeah? Is it good?
No, yeah, it's really good.
I feel like I hear all-you-can-eat sushi places aren't that good.
But you need to pace yourself, all right? Because once we got one more plate, and I was like, I'm going to fucking die. Like, I can't.
Oh.
And then, like, I ate, like, just one piece,
Yeah.
and I was like...
And they charge you, right, for what you don't eat?
But it's more like, okay, you have 4 pieces left, whatever. But if it's like you have 8 pieces left, you're getting charged.
That makes sense. Scientists in Israel invented a chemical camouflage that they say will stop 99% of mosquitoes from biting you. 99%.
So fuck mosquitoes.
What's that
Mosquitoes.
1%?
Those are that. Here it says that those are only the Port Aransas ones will still bite you.
And they'll carry you away.
Port Aransas mosquitoes are fucking
Gotta run out
terrible.
there with a shotgun and birdshot.
This is probably one of the most interesting things that I read that wasn't about the Trump thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a sworn testimony from a high-ranking intelligence officer
Don't tell me it's UFO.
from the United States. Yeah.
The
UFO thing?
whistleblower?
Yes. Yeah. But in a sworn testimony to Congress, he's a 36-year-old David Grushich, was a decorated combat officer in Afghanistan, served as a senior intelligence officer for the nation's reconnaissance office. This guy is like a very decorated war veteran, and went on to report that he has worked on like actual.
Well, it's like that thing I brought up a while back where they say there's, you know how there's a black budget?
Uh-huh.
Or it's a budget that basically even some people in the government don't know about?
Yeah.
Well, the whole theory is that there's a government within our government that
Yeah.
our own government doesn't know about. I know, confusing. Government inception
What's stupid
is,
It is.
and what they say is that they have access
Oh shit!
to all these crafts, and that they're using them to weaponize and learn how to build better weapons and technology to absolutely smoke the Russians and Chinese.
The Russians and the Chinese.
But then the other theory is that they're actually all working together. All the other like billionaires within these governments,
Yeah,
that they're working together to keep us like,
in the dark.
yeah. So
Ooh.
they'll create these new advanced technologies only for them. Like
Damn.
we're never gonna see them.
Damn.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. See what you're saying. So they reported this under oath to Congress, to the DoD Inspector General, and then also another guy named Jonathan Gray vouched for his story on the record. He's also a high-ranking official from National Air Force and Space Intelligence Center, who is currently working on investigating UAPs. UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is like the new thing that they're saying. Gray said that he has been briefed on these programs for decades, confirming Grush's account, stating that non-human intelligence phenomenon is real, and that we have scientists that are working on what is it called when they like go backwards, like
Reverse engineering?
Yeah, reverse engineering. They take it apart and stuff like that.
I don't doubt that. Honestly, that we've been visited by like extraterrestrials or something. But
It feels like mathematically impossible
that we have, or that we have.
that we haven't, or that like that there's not other intelligent life forms
Yeah,
out there.
exactly.
The way I'm a huge Neil deGrasse Tyson fan, and I've read a lot of his books and stuff. One of the things that he said is that, like, can you guess a percentage of the amount of like space that we've touched, that we've looked at?
0.01?
No, it's more than that. It's 5%. 5%.
That's
Yeah.
honestly, I'm a little surprised. That's a lot for us little humans.
But get this, right? Think of the world. Think of all the water in the world, right? All the oceans. Do you know what 5% equivalent is? That is? If I got a glass of water and went and dumped it in the water, that's 5%.
Oh my god.
So it would be equivalent of us going to the ocean, dunking a cup in there, getting water in there and saying, yep, no fish. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. So only 5% of the galaxies of all of space is what we've gone through. So it makes no sense for us to be able to say like, oh yeah, no. But the government's been more open about it too, though. Like releasing the footage and stuff like that.
Alleged. You know, they say they're getting us ready. That's why. They're trying to get us used to stuff like that so that when it does happen, it isn't like, well, fuck taxes. I ain't going to pay those.
Like, no, you need to pay your taxes.
I forgot because someone was saying that the Greys, you know how we're always like, oh, the Greys, right? So the Greys are, you know, everyone says they're real. Yeah, that one goes out quick. Everyone says they're real, whatever. So the theory behind the Greys is that they're just, they are essentially like synths, synthetics. So they were made by, they say, like a group of ancients.
Oh.
And that the Greys,
like ancients here or ancients wherever the fuck they're from?
Wherever they're from.
Oh, okay.
So that the whole like theory is that they're made by ancients back then to the point that they can remake themselves. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That they can replicate themselves. So then that's why they send them out like, hey, go do this, go do that for us, go collect scientific data. But they say those ancients died. And so the Greys are still like, well, I'm still going to do what I was told to do because I don't know how to deviate from that, right?
Oh, wow, okay.
And they say they've made agreements with them, but that the Greys don't comprehend what an agreement means. So when they're like, don't abduct humans, don't do this with the government, the Greys are like, kind of like AI. Well, you told me not to, but I'm still going to do it. Like, you can't punish me, and that's the only way I'm going to collect my data. You know what I mean?
That's interesting, yeah.
Anyway, how was the gold? I know we took like 2 or 3 puffs.
The gold's good.
For what it is,
for
right?
a short, small smoke, yeah. I just don't know when I'd smoke something like that.
Maybe like bar hopping or something, but at the same
like
time...
in between?
I feel like,
even at that,
I feel like I'd get a Papas Fritas, because during my bachelor party, I smoked...
Papas Fritas?
Slap.
They're coming out with an $18.99.
I know, I saw that.
That's crazy, right?
So are we going to get a box or what?
I got some cigar news on here too. So yeah, aliens, real. The other thing is, have you heard of the drug vending machines in New York?
Are we talking hard drugs?
They put out, I put quote unquote drugs because there's not actually any drugs in it. And I don't know why I know why the article that I read said that. Because I want to catch your attention. Right? Mm-hmm. New York put out 4 drug vending machines. There's free, God, I always fuck up this word, Naxion? It is the drug that revives you from overdosing. Yeah.
Narcan?
Another
name for Narcan, probably.
Probably another name for it, because they did say Narcan, but then they kept referring it to Naxion. Yeah, whatever. But right inside these vending machines, they also include like safer sniffing kits and safer smoking kits. So like you'll get like they'll include like a crack pipe, but then like chapstick and shit that you can put on afterwards, so that way you're safe while smoking your crack. Smoke safe, kids. It's so like I just don't get it.
Like California, they're like, well, we can't do away with them shooting up.
Yeah, so we're gonna give them an area. Yeah. They also include like stuff like hygiene kits inside of there too, like maxi pads, vitamin C, first aid and wound kits. The vitamin C threw me off. I didn't realize, but do you know what vitamin C helps with? Your veins.
Keep the high going, all right?
Nah, right? It helps with your veins. It helps fight against vein damage. Yeah, so that's why they include vitamin C in there, so that way, whatever, right? On the first day, all the machines were emptied, and they're saying that they're probably going to have to refill them 2 times a day. 2 times a fucking day. That's some shit.
Can we invest in that?
So that way you can fucking
you want to invest
shoot up for free? We could probably do it, but I mean, and then get the city to pay for it?
I mean, how else do you become a billionaire, right?
Right?
You exploit people's vices.
Apparently. And then in some cigar news, Louisiana governor signed a bill that could help the PCA trade show return to New Orleans. House Bill 111 extended the tax exemption status for cigars and pipe tobacco samples at the convention center during the industry's trade show when it is held in New Orleans until 2030.
My philosophy is if you're a politician, you don't smoke cigars, what's your problem? Not right.
Yeah, right. Like if you're not successful in not smoking cigars, what's going on, man? The problem with this is that New Orleans has a no smoke ban.
The whole city?
Whole city.
Like no, not out in public, nothing.
Nope.
You're getting fined.
Can't smoke anywhere.
I bet you.
Why would the PCA want to go there? Why would the PCA want to move from Vegas?
I bet you if you go to New Orleans, you know what you're gonna smell a lot of?
Weed.
Yeah,
for sure.
You think they're getting tickets?
No, not at all.
So what the?
Not at all. But we can't smoke cigars there, Javi. We can't smoke cigars.
Bro, you know you can't smoke cigars on the beaches of Hawaii, which I get. They want to preserve the nature. They don't want fucking cigar butts everywhere. But like,
yeah, that I did hear about that.
Even in Mexico, I think Mexico banned smoking on the beaches.
What?
But I'm like, oh, but you know,
not Mexico, not the motherland.
Yeah, in my land. But I just think it's wild because of like these places. It's just you can't smoke.
Yeah, can I have one of those Cokes? I feel like I didn't rinse this out right.
I already got you. Does it taste soapy?
Yeah. Does
Bro,
yours taste soapy?
My lid tasted soapy.
Fuck, man.
But
this is why I can't wash dishes.
But I drink it already.
I'm not a sexist. I just really bad at watching dishes.
I feel like if you let a Coke sit for a while, you gotta like shake it a little to get like. You just dropped it on yourself? I just fucking
spilled it on myself. I apparently don't know how to drink either.
I feel like if you let a Coke sit for a while, you gotta shake it a little bit to get the fucking...
What?
Because it tastes like syrupy if you don't.
It's Coke. It's syrup. Okay. Fuck. Oh,
right? Destroy everything?
Yeah, so that's what they did over there. The House bill was brought up by a Democrat from New Orleans, actually. And
what a twist.
Yeah, right? And the House Representatives, they voted on it 96-2, and in the Senate, 38-0. Everybody in the Senate voted for it. But part of the reason is because the trade show has an estimate of $13.9 million in economic impact on the state and city.
I'll never understand why these like government entities will be like, that brings us a lot of money? Well, we don't like money. And then they'll ban it.
Dude, that's like when the RNC, the Republican National Convention, was trying to come to San Antonio. Dude, would have brought millions of dollars.
Easy. You're probably going to get Republicans from all these small
to
towns.
Hotels, to
Kerrville,
restaurants, to everything. And our great mayor, Ron Nunberg, said no. Thanks, Ron.
That dude needs to do dumbbell curls less.
But raise the property tax, though, right, Ron? Good job, Ron. Proud of you.
Yeah, property tax.
Guy.
Bro, and then, real quick, tangent. Property taxes, bro. You buy your house, right? I know people who bought their house for $60,000 to $80,000, okay? Now the city's like, hey, your house is worth $250,000. It's like, well, I didn't do anything to it. The fuck you mean it's worth $250,000?
I think that like after like 60
gentrification.
After 60, you shouldn't have to pay for
property tax.
Yeah,
because why are we gonna kick out people who can't work?
Yeah,
from their houses.
Like they shouldn't have to. I'd rather pay for that than fucking sniffing kits.
Yeah, I'd happily hold people
pay
into retirement.
Yeah, happily pay for that than fucking a safer smoking kit, so that way after you smoke your crack, you can put chapstick on.
Oh, but don't you want them to be safe?
No. Oh well.
Yeah, honestly.
Whatever.
I agree.
But the PCA has not announced yet if they're gonna move it back to New Orleans or if they're gonna stay in Las Vegas. I don't see a push for them to go to New Orleans though.
No, Las Vegas is like the best.
You can smoke everywhere. You can gamble.
Drink everywhere.
You can drink everywhere.
You can literally do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Like, why would I want to go to New Orleans? Why would I want to go to New Orleans? Spend all day inside of a trade show, right? Pick up a bunch of cigars and then not be able to smoke them outside of the event center.
Yeah, fuck off.
Like, how the fuck does that make sense?
No.
All right. That's it for that news. You want to move on to this?
Oh, real quick. We gotta get in the aliens.
Oh yeah. What you were gonna say? Because this is a big boy here. Look.
Ow!
Lay that on your lap.
My leg! So essentially what happened in Las Vegas was people were seeing, they saw it in different states. I don't know exactly what states.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like across like a bunch of states. But it looked like a meteor coming into the atmosphere. It was a giant green meteor. And it landed somewhere like outside of Las Vegas. And you can find the Ring doorbell video. of when it impacts. There's actual like it rattles people's windows and stuff.
I did see the body cam footage.
Yeah,
You
right.
see that one?
So like it rattles people's windows and stuff.
Jesus.
And
For sure it wasn't a meteor.
They can't find the wreckage. Allegedly. Yeah.
That's
Or whatever it is.
sketchy.
Yeah, so they hear the impact, and then a guy working in his backyard with his brother on their car, like at 1 a.m. Who works on their car at 1 a.m.? And oh no, it's probably cool. You're in Las Vegas. It's not as hot.
It's true.
Allegedly.
Anyway,
so he calls 911 freaking out because,
it's a fake call.
well, he sounds so sincere.
Really?
He sounded scared for his life.
Poor guy.
And he was like, there's something back here. I don't know what it is. There's two of them. They're 8, 9, 10 feet tall. Like, I'm so scared. I'm terrified for my life. Like, they look like aliens. I swear I'm not kidding. I swear. So then one of the cops was pulling up. He's like freaked out. He's like, bro, like, he saw the light too coming through the atmosphere, like a bunch of the residents did. And he was like, first we see a giant green light. Now a dude's calling about aliens. And he's like, I got goosebumps, bro. I'm scared. Like, this
The cop said that?
Yeah. Like, this is weird.
Man.
And he pulls up, talks with all the people, talks with neighbors, and all of them were like, yeah. Like, there were these tall things, like 8 feet tall,
Yeah.
like big eyes, like moving around our backyards.
No.
And it's like, what is this, signs, bro?
Dude.
I see something like, yeah,
Just everything you have.
welcome to Earth.
Yeah. Everything you have to just unload on it. One of the crazy things that, the whole thing's fucking crazy. Fuck that.
Yeah, like you live bordering the desert. And just,
Like, imagine you're all hot, like you're working on your fucking car.
and you
right?
look up.
You look up and you see this 8-foot fucking thing staring back
They
at
said
you.
he's in his backyard. He said like he had a forklift or something, and it was like peeking around the forklift, staring at him.
Oh, hell no.
Die.
And you know he's not a good alien, right? Because he just crashed.
Yep,
He's an idiot.
he was probably
A little
intoxicated.
stupid, yeah.
I'm running from the galactic cops.
He got a sniff kit.
Right? You know, he didn't get a sniff.
Yeah, he did get a sniff kit. That's why he
They,
crashed.
they laced it with space fentanyl. He was ODing
God, dude, he's ODing on fucking
while his buddy in the back was like, you know,
hanging on. He was like hanging on.
coming off his downer.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, we're gonna crash.
Hey, you know why they crash? You know why they
is close.
crash?
Huh?
Oh
Fuck. We're gonna have to mute that out for sure.
Yep.
God.
Whoever was a beep.
Yeah.
They're gonna wonder what he
They're
said.
gonna wonder what he said. He's on
Because
camera.
there's
You
only
can't
two
see it.
choices.
Yeah, there's. Oh God! And then they were canceled, just like that.
Garza, you know what I was gonna say.
God, that's fucking hilarious. All right, let's get into this big boy because this is gonna be a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be very, very long because I tried to shorten. Like you can see all my like highlights that I went through it just to hit like key things.
There's like 20 pages there.
There's technically 49 because I did 2 per page, but we're not gonna go
Did you
through
use
the
the new
whole
Office
thing.
printer for that?
Huh? No.
Does it not work yet?
It's not fucking working. No. If anybody knows how to work on Office printer, fucking contact me, please.
We're gonna go beat the
going
crap
crazy.
out of it. We're gonna take your golf clubs and we're just gonna start hitting it.
It's annoying. I don't want to talk about
Real quick.
Yeah,
How do you
go
like
ahead.
your cigar?
this one. Caldwell's good.
Well, what
I like
about that one?
This one's good.
specifically?
This one's really, really good. I don't want to say it's really, really good, but it's good.
Would you buy it again?
Probably not. Like I have other smokes that I rather would have smoked. Yeah, for sure.
It's Casa Magna. I'd buy it again.
Yeah, they're so good.
I love them so much.
They're so good, and that was such a sleeper cigar that we didn't even like. We looked at it, and, or like Joe was like, "Yeah, you got to try this." And I was like, "Okay."
I wouldn't buy a box, but I'd probably keep like 5 or 6 on hand.
What if they said like, "Hey, Javi, like these are the last that we're gonna get."
I'd probably buy a box.
Probably by box, right? All right, Trump subpoena. Trump was indicted again. Is this the second time he gets indicted? Right? Because he got indicted for something else, right? So the general allegations of the whole, God, this fucking guy. The general allegations of the whole thing is that Trump had like documents that were top secret documents, confidential stuff like that, that he didn't move over there under his presidency. He moved them over there after he was president. And there's footage of it, and there's a whole timeline and everything. So on...
Well, what do the documents have?
So, buckle up, buddy. Buckle up. because at 12 p.m. on January 20th, 2021, Trump ceased to be president, right? That's when he's out of the White House. So he's out of the White House. As he departs the White House, Trump caused scores of boxes, many of which contain classified documents, to be transported to Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida, where he maintained his residence, right? Everybody knows he lives in Mar-a-Lago, that fucking gorgeous golf course. Anyways, Trump stored these boxes, containers containing classified documentations in various locations at Mar-a-Lago, including in a ballroom, a bathroom, and a shower, an office space, his bedroom, and a storage room.
His shower?
Yeah. In one of his like office spaces, it had like a restroom inside of it and had like a shower and stuff in there. So they like piled up the boxes in there and did that. On 2 occasions, Trump showed classified documents to others. That didn't go as far as I wanted it to.
Excuse me, I got you.
I give you the next one. On July 21st, during an audio recorded meeting with a writer, a publisher, and 2 members of his staff, none of whom possessed security clearance, Trump showed a described plan of attack. Trump told the individuals that the plan was highly confidential and a secret. Trump also said, as a president, I could have declassified it. And now I can't, but this is still a secret.
A plan of attack against who?
It refers to it as country A.
China.
They can't say,
Fuck China.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're out there and you... No, right?
Oh, God. In September 2021, at Bedminster Club, Trump showed a representative of his political action campaign, or his PAC committee, who did not possess security clearance, a classified map related to a military operation, and told the representative that he should not be showing this and to not even get close to it. Right? On March 30th, 2022, the FBI opened up a criminal investigation to unlawful retention of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Trump tried to obstruct the FBI and grand jury investigation, concealing his continued retention of classified documents by, among other things, this is where, like, first of all, after you're president, you shouldn't have classified documents. You shouldn't, right? No matter what president it is.
But question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you stop being president, Secret Service is always with you, right?
Yes.
My question is, shouldn't it be kind of also the Secret Service's job to be like, hey, we need to take these documents from you?
I don't know if the Secret Service would have authority to do that, though, right?
But they're like a legal entity,
I mean, yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it.
So, one, he suggested that his attorney falsely represent to the FBI and the grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the grand jury subpoena.
So someone lied?
Trump, so this is the very beginning of the subpoena. If you go further in, this goes into the indictment. This is the very beginning of the indictment. Toward like the middle of it, they talk about this specifically. And he had a meeting with both of his attorneys, attorney 1 and attorney 2. Their names aren't put on here. They're sitting down and they're talking about what they can do because they get subpoenaed in May to turn over all the documents or whatever that he had, right? And he goes, well, can we is there any way for us to fight this? Can we just not tell them? So since he said that, they're saying, okay, well, he told them to say no, that he didn't have them. I mean, I see what they're saying, but also, I feel like that's Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like that's him. And I'm not trying to defend the guy. Like I said, you shouldn't have classified documentation after you're president. I don't believe it.
No.
I don't believe it. No matter which way. And if any other president does this or has classified documentation, then they should all be subpoenaed.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you were vice president and not president and had top secret documentation in there, like a certain somebody that I know, not that I know, but who may be president right now. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it.
He had it. he had in his garage. Like, I just don't understand the looseness around classified documentation like this.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be the president or anybody else. Like, there's gotta be somebody in charge of this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta have like a...
Well, fun fact.
Like, you gotta check it out from somebody, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you hear what's in Cuba?
what?
It was in the news. A Chinese spy facility.
I did hear about that. Well, I didn't... I like read the tagline, I think is what it was.
Bruh.
What?
Everyone's like, next thing you know, there's going to be nukes in Cuba again.
Oh, God.
Yep. I'm telling you, like, everyone just sleeps on the Chinese for, like, espionage and stuff, but they are on top of their game.
I don't know why we would downplay the Chinese like that, though. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So he directed... So there's two people that are named on this subpoena. Or on this indictment. I keep saying subpoena. There's obviously Trump, right? And then there's this guy, Waltin Natu. N-A-U-T-A.
Mm-hmm.
Nata. He's Trump's, like, Secret Service guy. That they call him his body. Like that's the guy that he's always with him.
Yeah.
So they are both in this. Suggested that his attorney hide and or destroy documents called for by the grand jury, providing that the FBI and the grand jury gave them just some of the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, while claiming that he was cooperating fully, causing a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury, falsely representing that all the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena had been produced, while knowing that in fact not all such documents had been produced. So here, you want to throw that one?
Light it on fire and throw it.
Oh God, sets my whole house on fire. So the big thing about this, right, is that, like, the big key takeaways that you have to understand about this is that he got the classified documents not while he was president. It was after he was president. Literally, when they're moving out of the White House, he had them put classified documentations into boxes.
But he had who?
I could not. It doesn't say in here who
was
exactly
it. Like, hey, Secret Service, load that in my car.
That's what they make it seem like in here. Trump did not inform the Secret Service that he was storing boxes containing classified documents at Mar-a-Lago Club either. These papers don't go very far, do they? We need to get heavy paper. Heavy paper? Heavier paper so I can throw them easier. Yeah, so there are... Man, and even in this too, like, they talk about how 5 different examples that he talked about that Trump talked about that they need to make sure that classified documentation is, like, kept under lock and key. On August 18th, 2016, Trump stated, "In my administration, I am going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law." See, I don't know why you would put that in here. Like, that in here makes it seem like
Jab?
It's a little motivated.
You're making a jab.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Exactly. And they put 5 different examples in here of that.
But this is also the same FBI that was like, Hunter Biden's laptop doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. And then now they're like, oh yeah, it existed.
Yeah. Yep. I completely agree with you. So let me see. I'm going to go to, because this goes through a lot of just bullshit, really. It even talks about, like, how he had, the biggest thing that they had was, like, there was some documentation about how it still tastes like soap.
No,
not anymore.
I drink it all.
All right, so yeah. So Trump, like, even showed so this is the one that he was showing the PAC member the map. Mm-hmm. And Trump commented that an ongoing military operation in Country B was not going well. Showed the PAC representative a classified map of Country B.
Okay, maybe he's talking about Syria.
That he had showed that, and he told him to not get close. Like, my thing is, like, why even show anybody this, right? Like, is the only reason why he took the documents is to be like, hey, you want to see something badass? Fucking
Come to my
here.
office.
Come here real quick. Let me show you something.
But hey, but don't look at it.
Yeah, don't look at it. Don't touch it. Okay, don't touch it. Like that's my thing. Let me go to the timeline real quick because there's a timeline where they kind of break down. Yeah. Okay. So on May 11th, the grand jury issues a subpoena to the office of Donald J. Trump, requiring that he provides all the documentation, right, that he taken. On May 22nd, Nauta, N-A-U-T-A, whatever. His Secret Service agent enters the storage room at 3:47 p.m. and left approximately 34 minutes later carrying one of Trump's boxes. On May 23rd, Trump met with Attorney A and Attorney 2, or Attorney 1 and Attorney 2 at Mar-a-Lago to discuss the response for the May 11th subpoena. Trump told that they needed to search for Trump was told that they needed to search for the documents that would be responsive to the subpoena and provide a certification that there had been a compliance with the subpoena. Made the following statement among others. And so Attorney 1 just goes and talks about how like Trump said, well, like, would it be better if we just told them that we didn't have anything here? Well, look, isn't it better if there are no documents? And that's all of what Attorney 1 is saying. Like, well, I remember us having this conversation and we talked about it and this is what he said.
Yeah.
And so like they're not quoted because you can't quote it, right? Because it's just a memory.
Yeah.
On May 23rd, Trump's Attorney 1 would return to Mar-a-Lago Club on January 2nd to search for any documents with classification marks to produce in response to the May 11th subpoena. Trump's Attorney 1 would conduct the search search for responsive documents by looking through Trump's boxes. May 23rd, Trump delayed his departure from Mar-a-Lago Club to Bedminster Club for summer so that he would be present at Mar-a-Lago on January 2nd when the Attorney 1 would go look through the boxes, right? Between May 23rd, with a meeting with Attorney number 1 and Trump's Attorney number 2 discussed the May 11th subpoena on June 2nd, when Trump's Attorney 1 returned to Mar-a-Lago Club to review the boxes in the storage room, Nauta removed, at Trump's direction, a total of 64 boxes from the storage room and brought them to Trump's residence as set forth below. So, May 24th, he removes 3 boxes from the storage room. On May 23rd, he goes in and removes another 50 boxes. And then on May 30th, the same day, he gets a text message from, it just says somebody in one of Trump's family members. And it says, "Good afternoon, Walt. Happy Memorial Day. I saw you put boxes to POTUS's room. Just FYI, I will tell him as well. Not sure how many he wants to take on Friday on the plane. We will not have room for them. Please, and plane will be full with luggage. Thank you." So, June 1st, Nauta removed approximately 11 boxes from the storage room, which makes it a total of 64 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he had like a total of 80 something.
Jesus.
Oh, no, I'm lying to you. 102. He had a total of 102 boxes. There were 27 in his office and 75 in a storage room. And the problem with this, right, like I'm saying, is that he literally had his Secret Service guy go take the boxes to his room so that way he could go through the boxes, pull out the classified documents that he wanted to keep, and hide them.
Bruh.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the problem with this is that, and so then on June 2nd, right, the attorney goes to Trump's place and they send him to the storage room. When he goes into the storage room, there's only a few boxes left because they took all the other ones, right? So the attorney goes through all the boxes, pulls out all the classified documentation he can find. Cause not everything in all the boxes were classified documentation. Some of it was just paperwork that he wanted to keep, right? For whatever reason. So he goes through all of it and they find whatever he's looking for or whatever the attorney's looking for. And I think he only found 34 documents that were said classified. He gets an envelope, asks for some tape. They tape it up so that way it kind of like seals it, right? So that way nobody can get into it. And when the attorney...
Then mail it back.
I know, right? Through USPS.
Right?
What do you call it? So like after the attorney does it all in one day, and it takes him like 3.5 hours to go through everything.
Oh yeah.
And he goes and he meets Trump back in Mar-a-Lago at the dining room, and Trump's like, "Oh, did you find anything?" Like pretending like he didn't know that there was classified documentation. One, right? And then he like straight up tells the attorney like, "Oh yeah, that's everything that we have." And so the attorney's like, "All right, cool." Yeah, literally, this is a quote. He said, "Did you find anything? Is it bad? Good?" And so then that evening, Attorney 1 contacts the Department of Justice and requests that an FBI agent meet him at Mar-a-Lago the next day, June 3rd, so that he could turn over the documents, right? After he taped them up or whatever. So then they call another one of Trump's attorneys, attorney number 3, and asks if she will fill out the paperwork that says that she went through all the boxes and pulled out all the documentation and whatever, right? So she goes the next day, signs all the paperwork, signing it over to the FBI.
Because she thinks she went through all the boxes.
Well, no, so attorney 1 went through all the boxes. Attorney 1 calls attorney 3 and says, "Hey, come tomorrow. The FBI is going to meet you here. Just sign over that we went through all the boxes and take it. And let the FBI take it." So that pulled in a third party into this because they're here thinking that Trump's like, "Oh yeah, these are the only documentation that we have."
Yeah.
But it's not.
So then the attorneys, did they switch up on him?
What do you mean?
Like, what the fuck? Like, you made us think.
Well, there was no switch up because they genuinely didn't know that there were other boxes.
Yeah, but so what I mean is when this came out, now are they like...
Yeah. I want to say that some of the attorneys already like, he either let go of the attorneys or they quit. I want to say he quit. I want to say is what he did. So then on June 3rd, Trump's attorney requests that attorney 3, right, do the certification as a custodian of records for the office of Donald J. Trump. So she poses as somebody else, like who does the certification for all the documents.
Yeah.
And so they also hit Trump for that too, because they're saying that because he lied to the attorney, it's now falsifying the FBI documentation, which, yeah. Yep. So, so then that's when, in July 2022, the FBI and the grand jury obtained some surveillance video from Mar-a-Lago showing the movement of the boxes. That's it. So in July 2022, they get video footage of the guy going in and taking the boxes up to Trump's room, not office, his room.
Yeah.
And then August 8th, 2022, the FBI, they get a court authorized search warrant for Mar-a-Lago Club. The search warrant authorized at the FBI to search and seize, among other, all documents with classification marks. And so that's when they found the 27 in his office and the 75 in the storage room. In his office, there were 6 top security, 18 security, 3 confidential. In the storage room, there were 11 top secret, 36 secret, and 28 confidential.
Jesus Christ.
And it just goes in here to name some of the documentation. Well, it technically names all of the documentations that were in there, which we are not going to go through. But some of it does go like updated documentation concerning nuclear weapons of the United States, talking about like updated concerns for military capability in foreign countries. Like it's top secret information.
So much.
Dude, yeah, like, and that's my thing is like, how does not somebody in charge of this shit, right?
Yep.
Like, how is there not somebody that's like supposed to say like, oh yeah,
Hey.
like this needs to go in?
Yeah, like, and then why did they just leave so many of the physical documents laying around enough for him to go and just take them?
To take them, like I don't like the library's fucking tighter than this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even keep a book a day later than I fucking rented because they're gonna be knocking at my door. I just don't.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. In short, though, Donald Trump is being hit with this, right? Because he had top secret information there and then lied and then had other people lie to him and then asked to like hide it and all that shit.
So dumb.
So that's what's going on in the news right now. I hope all of y'all love that.
Damn, now we're going to have to pick that up after.
Nah, we got a guy for that. Like all of us look. Man, this paper really doesn't throw well. I need heavier paper.
Yeah, honestly.
I hope that 45 minutes of news was good for you guys, because that's and the reason why we started going over the news, right? Because we just want
keep you informed.
Keep you informed. That's important to be informed.
Yeah, because people like Ricardo.
Oh man, poor Ricardo's gonna get thrown under the bus every time we talk about the news now. Right?
Yeah, never watches it. Doesn't look at his phone.
Yeah, news is so
unless
important.
It's TikTok. All right, just air out his stuff like that.
Yeah, news is so important. So that's why I want to just have like I was gonna say short news segment, but I don't think that was very short. But at least that keeps you updated on kind of the big things going on right now. We didn't talk about Shadowfest.
No.
You see this beautiful sign over here? Look at that. Look at that. This is Shadowfest poster that they were giving out. And I was lucky enough to get one. Super fun. I had a ton.
It was a good time.
Ton of fun. Sean was out there working his ass off, trying to get us some subscribers. Just in that day, we got 42 subscribers. 42?
I think it was closer to 46.
46? So we had somewhere in that ballpark there. We got quite a few. We're now up to 88.
Thank God.
So we are almost there by giving away some cigars.
Please, we're going to give away at 100.
Yeah, we're going to give away at 100. So we're right there. So if you are listening this far in, and you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify, please follow. All those things help us out tremendously when it comes to the algorithms, because all the algorithms want to see that you are getting traction. You're getting seen. People are getting involved. And if there's anything else you want to hear about or anything else you think we should be talking about, comment down below. Comment down below and let us know. But we want to send a special thank you and shout out to Keith and the whole team out there for letting us be a part of Shadowfest. Matt Booth was awesome. Helped us out a lot too. And everybody that was there, for the most part, like really was helping trying to push us getting followers. Like the band even was involved with it and like shouting us out and stuff. We're not going to talk. We don't talk about them.
Man.
Javi had a not so fun experience.
I mean, no, like the whole event was awesome. The guys at Club Humidor put on an amazing event as always. It's just, it's nothing to do with them. It's what to do with third party outside people.
It had literally nothing to do with people that, the people that were involved in the actual show. And I say involved because
just some randoms.
That's it. That's all. Now we get into Mandela catalog, and that's probably another 40 minutes. We'll be talking about that.
Yes.
Right? Probably another 40 minutes. So this might be an hour and a half show.
First, let me break down where the origins of it in the aspect that...
Yeah, so the important thing to remember is that it's an ARG. It's an ARG, right? Alternate reality game, I think is what it's called.
Well, I'm gonna kind of throw it where... What I'm going to talk about is briefly what the Mandela effect is and how it relates to the catalog. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense to me.
So, essentially, what the I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of the Mandela effect. It's like everyone remembers something.
The Bearstein Bears.
Yep.
The Bearstein Bears.
Yep, exactly. Everyone remembers something the same, but it's in reality not the same.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse having a tail, Mickey Mouse not having a tail.
It wasn't Mickey Mouse. It was
Mickey Mouse was one of them.
No, it was Curious George. Yeah, Mickey Mouse and Curious George.
Curious George is one
so
of them
essentially, everyone remembers like from Dorothy's famous line, "Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore."
Yeah,
didn't happen.
You're full of shit.
Nope, didn't happen.
Fuck off. She literally says it when they open the door.
Nope.
You're so full of shit right now.
I swear to God.
Hey Matt,
it's Toto. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Hey Matt. The Monopoly Man always had a monocle, right?
No.
Oh, wait.
That one I don't. So I feel like I don't know.
Here, look.
Well,
so
a lot of people thought that he had a monocle.
So like most people think the South African president Nelson Mandela died in 1980s. Like most people beleave that.
Oh yeah, ever.
And they're like, no, he died in 2013. And like misremembering events. Like, that's a big one for a lot of people. Sometimes people forget the spelling of words. Bro, sometimes even forget the year they were born. And they're like, no, I swear to God it was this time. And everyone's like, yeah,
Huh.
it was. And it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
So here are some
We
examples.
always celebrate your birthday
right?
on that day, Jimmy.
All right. So peanut butter.
Okay.
Is it Jif or Jiffy?
Jif, right?
Mm-hmm. It's Jif. Most people
Okay.
remember it as Jiffy. Okay, Looney Tunes, right?
Yeah.
How do you spell tunes in Looney Tunes?
Toons. What?
It's Tunes.
You're lying.
T-U?
You're lying.
TU.
Yep.
Lying.
No.
Yep, the cartoon was spelled as Tunes. Looney Tunes.
Lou.
Or like Curious George having a tail. He never had a tail.
See, I thought he had a tail.
And then... So is it Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
Sex in the City.
Sex
Get
and the City.
out of here. What?
Yep.
Sex and the City?
Yep. How do you spell Febreze?
Oh, fuck. I have no idea. Febreez.
Febreze. Most people remember it Fbreze.
Yeah, the way I spell. What?
Or Oscar Mayer. How do you spell Oscar Mayer?
I have no idea.
So everyone thinks, Oscar Mayer, Meyer.
Okay.
It's Mayer.
Mayer?
Oscar Mayer. Or like Skechers.
Yeah.
There's a T in Skechers, right?
Yeah, Skechers. Yeah.
Nope. There's no T in Skechers.
Hey, fuck you for that lead up, by the way.
Or like Fruit Loops. How do they spell Fruit Loops?
Fruitloops.
Most people remember it as well, actually, no. They spell it Froot.
What?
Yep.
What?
I am so...
The Monopoly Man and his monocle. Like, a lot of people have this where they all remember something being there from like a cartoon or something.
Put one down at the bottom that you remember it being something else.
Or like, what color is Pikachu's tail? Like, does it have black detailing?
I thought it was just yellow.
Okay, good. Most people remember.
It having like black
Yeah.
or something?
Or like Kit Kat. Is there a hyphen?
Yeah.
There's no hyphen.
No.
Or Fruit of the Loom. Is there a cornucopia or is there not?
There is a cornucopia.
There's not.
There's a cornucopia. 100. If there's not now, there used to be.
Okay, Cheez-Its.
Uh
How is it spelled?
huh. Chee. Is it Z instead of an S?
Right?
Uh huh.
So on its,
Okay.
is there like ITZ?
Yeah.
Nah,
It's.
it's only Cheez-It.
They're not Cheez-Its. It's only Cheez-It. Get out of here.
Or double stuffed Oreos. How'd they spell stuff?
Stuffed.
There's only one F.
You're lying.
What is going on right
Or
now?
Mona Lisa the Smile.
I think the person that made it just has dyslexia.
Or a C3PO having a silver leg. Most people forget that he has a silver leg and he's not all gold.
Oh, I was like, he definitely had a fucking
Yeah.
silver
Yeah,
leg.
he has some-
Or the Flintstones, how it has two T's. Most people think it's just one T.
I thought it was one T.
Or Cinderella's Castle.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one in Florida. The one in California, Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Oh.
Let's see. Or Luke, I am your father, right?
Mhm.
It's no, I am your father.
Yep, exactly. Or
That one I know everybody gets wrong. You want to hear something
we're
crazy
gonna
about that
need a
one?
bigger boat.
Hold on. The Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
You know who else got that wrong? James Earl Jones. There is a an interview where he sits there and he goes, one of the best moments I've ever had was being able to say, Luke, I am your father. He says it, yeah. I think we're gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Get out of here. I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie.
So is it Life is Like a Box of Chocolates from Forrest Gump?
Yeah. Mom always says life's like a box
Life
of chocolate.
was
is-
like a box of chocolates.
This
Life
guy.
was like a
I
box
had
of
so
chocolates.
much confidence.
He has so much confidence.
Or like Mirror, Mirror on the Wall.
Yeah, mirror, mirror on the wall. Am I the fairest of them all?
Nope. Magic Mirror on the Wall.
I don't believe any of this.
Fucking crazy, right? And then Tom Cruise and Risky Business, right?
Mhm.
Most people think that he's wearing sunglasses, but he's not.
Well, that's like Shaq Shaq and that other guy. Oh, God, I can't remember his name now. Like where he plays the genie, but it wasn't him; it was somebody else. Like there's like a whole movie. Like they were like, oh, like Shaq was the genie, and they're like, no, it's this other guy.
I thought it was Will Smith.
What?
No, right?
I was like, what?
Oh, you're talking about Sinbad.
Sinbad. There you go.
That he never played the genie?
Yeah, that it was Shaq. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Like everybody said that it was Sinbad, but it was Shaq actually.
Or Smokey Bear. His name is
Smokey the Bear.
Nope, Smokey Bear. It's not Smokey the Bear.
It's definitely
it's
Smokey the fucking bear.
It says right here, Smokey Bear.
What?
There used to be a billboard of Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
God, that is so crazy.
Some
All right.
people think Neil Armstrong actually died.
Yeah, the
Yeah. No, the astronaut.
astronaut. Who's the other
Yeah.
guy?
Well, some people forget that he died, actually.
Some people forget. They think he's still alive.
Or that Billy Graham, that he died.
Billy Graham is dead.
Yeah, but recently.
Oh, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Bro, and then Mother Teresa, right? You remember how, okay, this one's psychotic. In middle school, they were telling us, oh yeah, Mother Teresa's a saint. She's a saint, right?
She definitely was not.
She wasn't until 2016.
Oh, the church didn't admit her, and she was like, she was pretty racist, right?
I heard that, yeah.
I've heard some stories about Mother Teresa. I'm like, oh my Lord
So
Jesus.
that's like where it comes from.
Okay, yeah. So that's in retrospect, that is
Kind of like
get these papers off
loosely.
my buddy bucks.
Right? Kind of loosely where it comes from. Kind of
Alright.
like, it's kind of like loosely, that's what the Mandela catalog is, because I don't know if Matt or Sean wants to start us off.
No, thank you. I don't need a pocky stick.
Sure.
So it's important, I think, to start at the very beginning of the Mandela catalog, where it all started.
I think we should start with like
Because
who
you
created
have to remember that the Mandela catalog is an alternate universe. It's not this universe that we live in. So
Yeah.
all the things are different. So
Like
who is it? Who is it?
history's different.
Yeah, who was it started by, Sean?
So, wow, what was the question?
Who was it started by? Who's the guy that created the actual
I'm gonna get you
ARG?
right now. As soon as I log back
Because
into
the
my computer.
whole everything about the story is different, even back to the beginning of the creation of Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It
if you're-
gets pretty far back.
If you're like
Archangel Gabriel.
Mhm.
Guess what?
He killed the devil?
Mhm.
No.
No.
He's the devil?
He's an alternate.
He's the first alternate.
Mhm.
And so there's a few things. So let's start with first. Who started the whole thing,
All
Sean?
right. So the Mandela Catalog is an analog horror series on YouTube made by Alex Keister. I think I pronounced that right. So it takes.
I'll link his channel down at the bottom.
It has
And
all the
Wendigo.
videos.
And Wendigo. Yeah.
I'll tell y'all what order y'all should watch them in real quick. In a minute, I have it written down. So,
Well, how many videos is there?
5. It's 5?
Well, there's more than 5 now.
More than 5 now.
I know if you go to his channel,
Mm-hmm.
he has a really, really good, just setup for
Like a,
you.
Yeah.
like a playlist?
Like a playlist that'll go through it all. So, I can link that at the bottom too.
And once you watch that, I think you should watch Wendigoon's breakdown of it.
Yeah, because he does. Wendigoon does. If you've never watched Wendigoon does a great breakdown of everything.
Love Wendigo.
And he just in general makes really, really good videos. So if you enjoy stuff like this, Wendigoon is definitely somebody to check out. So make sure you drop a subscription here, and then you go over there and subscribe to Wendigoon as well too.
So I'm just going to give you a real quick shakedown. So the Mandela Catalog takes place in Wisconsin in Mandela County. The creature, or as the government has called it, the unforeseen threat that is in Mandela County is called an alternate. Now, an alternate's way of attack isn't like exactly direct.
Yeah,
It has a form of psychological warfare.
it's mental. Yeah,
So most of the time, the way that they'll get you is by unaliving yourself.
yep.
That way, they can take over your life. They can impersonate you and move freely amongst other people.
So
Basically
so-
take your spot.
exactly. So the alternates have other different words too, right? Like
Because they look like you, don't they?
they look just like you. So doppelganger,
Yeah, that's what I'm
stuff
gonna
like
get
that.
There are 3 different types of
Alternates.
alternates.
Mhm.
The first one is a doppelganger.
Yep.
Doppelganger. This one is a almost perfect match to the person they are trying to impersonate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there will be like subtle differences here and there, but
It's like twins.
Yeah, it's like real.
Like twins.
Don't look at me.
So that's the first class. The second class is redacted. It doesn't tell you immediately, so we'll get into that one later. And then the third one, the second one is called a detectable. These are the ones that you are going to explain first, because this one is Archangel Gabriel.
Yeah.
And then the third one is redacted. Now, these people are like completely off. They have misshapen heads.
And they talk funny, right?
Yeah, they talk funny. It's almost like a recording. They have like elongated limbs.
It's like they kind of messed up coming through.
Yeah. So like their heads will look completely misshapen, and it's not like you'll have like 3 eyes or 4 toes. I mean, like their face will be completely black.
Yeah.
And like,
or like just like
blank.
Like blank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a blank canvas.
Terrifying.
So it's important to remember that, again, in this alternate universe, everything is different. Even the creation of Earth is different. It starts out differently than we remember it. So the first day, right, everything happens the same way it does in the first, second. On the third day, an individual very alike to Gabriel the Archangel would appear behind a specific tree and corrupt it, leading into the creation of the forbidden fruit. So this forbidden fruit, right, that is now in the Garden of Eden, it was put there by somebody who looks like the Archangel Gabriel.
Damn, what being has that power?
So in this alternate universe, it's important to think that it is suspected that in the war against the devil and God, the devil won. And that's why this universe is so fucked. Because the devil won. So the, what are they called? The alternates are said to be demons that are running around Earth rampant and free. Because the devil won. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to make themselves look like other human beings. The human beings are, I say other human beings, but make themselves look like human beings, and take over their lives. So that's important to keep in thought here, because
oh my God,
obviously
was Hitler an alternate?
Oh God, right? So that's important to think, because obviously the Archangel Gabriel here is not the same Archangel that we know of, right? That goes and fights. He's an alternate. That's important to think about.
He was the first.
He was the first one and created the forbidden fruit, right? So after Adam is made, let's see. So on the final and the 6th day, a man was created from the dust of the ground, followed by a woman created from his rib to keep him company. The same night they'd deeply fallen asleep to the stars, right? In what is either the 6th night or the very early into the 7th day, the man is awakened by a voice that refers to himself as son. The man would stare into the forest, now filled with some sort of fog, eventually finding quote-unquote Gabriel, because we know this is not Gabriel, right? Behind a tree. The fog dismantles, revealing the forbidden fruit on the ground. It is implied that the man ate the fruit and was either replaced or turned into an alternate.
So you're telling us Adam became an alternate.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam became a demon. So the father of humanity was a demon.
Yes. Because he ate the forbidden fruit that the alternate Gabriel put in. This goes way crazy, right? Isn't that fucking mind-blowing? All right. Anyways. In the 7th night, the woman attempted to stargaze as she did the night prior, only to be greeted by the man, quote-unquote the man, staring down at her. She is implied to be patient 0 for the metaphysical awareness disorder, or also known as the mad disease. And that's the disease that starts turning people crazy.
Because they realize
of what's going on with the alternates.
But then are they really crazy?
Exactly. Crazy, right?
Is
Go ahead.
We'll get into how to beat alternates. In a
So
little
the
bit.
other thing is that Gabriel goes to Noah and tells Noah, "Hey, there's another creature that I need you to put on this ship."
It was an alternate.
And Noah pretty much tells him, "Nah, dude, out of here. If God didn't tell me to put it on the ship, I'm not putting it on the ship." So
That bastard put roaches on the ship.
yeah, yeah. What do you call it? So Gabriel pretty much goes, "All right, you want to play like that? We'll play like that." And he says in here, this is what Gabriel says, right? When he finds it, we'll give him his last message.
So they kill Noah and probably replace him with an
Exactly,
alternate.
with an alternate. So it's important whenever Eve, or whenever Adam, right, hears the voice in the forest, right? He hears the voice in the
It was
forest.
a skinwalker dog. Alternates are skinwalkers.
Yeah, imagine, right? When he hears the alternate in the forest, it's important to remember that that's how alternates draw you out. They will often like knock at your door, or you'll hear them like, if you are on TikTok right now, this is a trend going around right now. Have you seen this trend?
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's so terrifying,
The
bro.
one I sent you, did you watch it?
Yes.
Okay, that's this.
Yeah, I know.
That's
It's
all it is.
terrifying.
That's all it is. The Mandela catalog. And I think that we're going to create one. That'd be pretty cool.
That would.
I think we dropped that on TikTok, dude. That'd be pretty cool to make one.
There was one that got me. It was this guy, and he pretended like he was like showing you how to bake cookies. Dude, caught me so off guard.
Oh no. Yeah, they're pretty good. If you haven't seen those are really good. So Gabriel systematically sabotaged the annucation. Is that the sacrifice of Christ?
Say it
I
again.
think it
Annucation?
was.
I think so.
Annucation by either afflicting the involved with the mad disease or deceiving them, starting by Mary and her husband Joseph, and then finishing with the shepherds.
Whoa.
Actually,
No, isn't that the birth of?
yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's a birth.
In one of the episodes,
Mhm.
it shows you Gabriel
Coming down to
coming
Mary,
down.
right?
But there's a
Well, I mean, didn't Gabriel? Wait, you're talking about the Annunciation,
there's a
or where is it?
It says and
I'm trying to think.
Isn't
There's
that
a-
when Gabriel freaking?
comes down to Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like knocks her up.
Okay, so
Yeah,
guess what?
was it
Guess who's an alternate?
Mary.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so Gabriel, because I always make the joke that Gabriel was like,
Oh no.
hot take, that Gabriel was like, "Hey, little mommy, what's up?" And then put a baby in her,
Lord.
and then like, "Hey," and then he told God, and God was like, "Oh fuck, oh what did you do?"
That's not what I told you to do. That's not what I told you to do.
All right, he's my son, bro. All right, we'll
Yeah.
play it off. We'll play it off.
Yeah, claiming himself to be the true savior of humanity. So this is Gabriel, right? He's claiming himself to be the true savior of humanity, and that he knows everything about what makes them human, what they love, and most importantly, what they
But
fear.
dude, you have to hear the voice
Yeah.
that he says it in.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's fucking terrifying.
And at the crucifixion, not much is known of the event besides the fact that Gabriel was involved in some shape or form. On Easter Day, the third day, right, when he's resurrected, the two Roman soldier guards like see something off in the distance, so they run off. When they run off, that's when the stone,
Yeah.
goes across, whatever. Well, Mary Magdalene goes into the tomb
His wife, yes.
yet to look for, oh my God, to go look for Jesus, but it's
Mhm.
not Jesus, it's Gabriel. So Gabriel pretty much took the form of Jesus Christ. And so
So when did he smoke Jesus?
And so in this, well, he's an alternate now. So Gabriel, because you have to remember, right? Gabriel's the inventor of the alternates.
So then can Gabriel just jump into any
It
alternate?
can just be anything. Because he's like the creator of all these fucking things. Right? And so then in 1832, Mandela County is established. And the Mandela County Police
Why is it
Department.
only happening in Mandela County?
Well, actually, it's not. It's happening. It's happening in like neighboring counties, but that's really all that we've been told.
So in 1832, the county. So like, we're supposed to assume that from Easter Day, from the third day,
Mhm.
To about like 1972, like stuff really doesn't happen with the alternates
Yeah,
until about 1972 is when they start.
popping up.
Honestly, it doesn't even start back in. It starts
Well, can you kill an alternate?
1979. I don't know.
Because even in the thing, it says lock your doors,
Yeah.
call the police, and grab a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
We're
thing
gonna talk
is
about that in a minute.
like,
Well, don't
so-
you unalive yourself if an alternate comes at
So-
you?
Well, that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to say there's not enough room for the both of us in this world.
yeah, and then
so-
you unalive
then,
yourself.
unalive
But then
yourself.
my question is, how does that affect the alternate?
But
So
then,
real
so
quick.
wouldn't
He
it
just
just
take- he
wouldn't it
just
just
takes
take
your
your
spot.
yeah? We'd just take your spot, right?
So hold on real quick.
So what if that's the way that they're
The
injecting
alternate's
themselves?
propaganda.
Yeah.
Propaganda,
The way
propaganda.
that when you said that the recordings that they had in the PSAs, the alternates have like corrupted them.
Yeah.
It tells you in here. So real quick, the government says that you should do that. What you should do is think, which is an acronym. T stands for tell an authority figure about your encounter. H is to hinder the alternate's movement. N is to neutralize the alternate if safe to do so. And K, unalive yourself. There's not enough room for the two of us, which implies that the person that they're telling us to is also an alternate.
Yeah. You unalive yourself because there's an alternate.
Yeah.
Because
But
your
then-
alternate's there.
But then my question is, how does that stop the alternate?
What I think, and this wasn't said by Wendigoon, and this wasn't said by the guy who created it. What I think is that the alternates have injected themselves into these places of power and have created propaganda to allow them to take
like
over.
the president's an alternate.
Exactly.
Government agencies are alternates.
Exactly.
So then you're an alternate.
Yeah, I know, right? Ah, let me put it out. Yeah, right? No. So this is where the first video that what's his name again? The creator of it?
Alex Keister.
So this is the first video that Alex says you should watch.
Hey, real
first.
quick. Next podcast, we're doing backrooms.
oh hell yeah!
Oh fuck! I'm sorry, y'all. These episodes are gonna get longer and longer. I wonder if my dad's still listening to this. That's what I'm really concerned about. I'm not concerned about. I'm really curious about.
It's gonna hit us with you nerds.
Yeah, it's exactly what's gonna happen. All right. Anyways, so 1979 is where the first video takes place, which is called "The Scary Night." It's where Mark, who's now 4 years old, is afraid after his father didn't tuck him in bed before.
So then it wasn't his dad.
He goes out of his room to his parents' room, and as he's going, he encounters quote unquote the intruder in a room downstairs. And the room's described as like a dark room, right?
Mm-hmm.
As they are.
And we see the first like pop up of the whole.
So the
Thingamajig.
the first one. It's the first one that we see.
Yep,
Like
that's the first like alternate we see.
modern alternate.
Yeah, besides well, not even besides because you don't even see the
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's named the intruder. And,
So then, when does the government find out about him?
so the government.
I got you.
Right,
I got you. In 1981, the United States Department of Temporal Phenomenon is established, implying the need to fight off against the alternate threat in years prior. It's likely that they also created several PSAs explaining the threat of the alternates to public. In this year, Mandela Tech is founded. There's a whole this is a whole thing.
It's a whole
like-
universe.
It's literally a whole universe. 1982, a third quarter of the year metaphysical awareness disorder has a sudden return in the population. The USDTP releases several PSAs explaining the disease and how to avoid it. And so that's the mad disease. That's the mad disease that we hear about throughout the...
So then,
I feel like I don't understand the mad disease.
so it's just like you're aware that there's alternates.
Right?
So then,
Am I thinking of that wrong?
well, I get it because you're like,
I think
who
it's
can I
almost like
trust?
Look it up. Look it up.
It's almost
Look,
like schizophrenia.
like, what is the mad disease? But is it really schizophrenic if you're honestly knowing that, like, that's actually
See,
what's
and you know
going
what
on?
scares me about that? I swear to God, the other day
Oh, God.
I was sitting on my bed, right?
Hobby. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. My house is terrifying right now.
Oh, no.
I was sitting on my bed, right? Just
Okay.
chilling. Cassie was in the shower. And I was like, I was on my phone or something. And I swear on my life, because I called Brandon, I heard someone calling me. Like, hey, Javi.
Just like that?
But Cassie's voice. Like, Javi. Javi.
No.
And I knew she wasn't calling me. So I called Brandon and I was like, Brandon, I swear to God, as I'm talking to you, I hear someone calling me. But I know Cassie's in the shower.
While you're on the phone, you can still hear it?
I could hear it, yes. And I was like, but I know she's in the shower, so I'm not going to go. And then Brandon was like, yeah, definitely don't do that. That's brujeria shit. Like, you don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm like, we've been talking about skinwalkers. So, because then he had a nightmare recently.
What?
Of someone calling him.
Why haven't I?
Where you at? Huh?
I called it out, remember? The last time I was
Why
there?
just me?
I don't know. Why haven't I? That's what I'd be curious about.
I think mad disease is just mad cow disease. I think that's what it is. Because in here, it's giving me the rundown of what mad cow disease is.
No. Don't look that up. Look up like Mandela catalogs, mad disease is what I would do.
Well, I think it's the same thing.
I don't think it is.
It just makes you. I think the whole premise is like it makes you just go crazy.
Yeah, it says.
So in 1992, the alternate crisis seems to resurface, having about 5,000 more deaths in Mandela County on this year alone.
Bro, why don't you move out of there if that many people are getting slept?
That's what I thought about. I was like, why wouldn't I fucking dip?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why would I still be there? So then that's when the government either pushes out like either reruns or...
Well, no, because what if people don't believe it?
Like they're calling bullshit. They're like,
okay.
Like these fucking hippies are going crazy.
Okay. I got you. Metaphysical awareness disorder.
Yep.
MAD disease.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise known as MAD is an illness brought upon by alternates giving the humans verbal information they do not desire to know. So it's
well, that's like the whole idea of the forbidden fruit.
It's psychological.
We weren't supposed to eat the forbidden fruit because then we learned about
stuff
things
we shouldn't know.
So what these alternates are doing is they're going to and they're whispering, "Hey, did you know that anchovies are inside Caesar salad?" Like that, yeah.
Oh
like
no!
That's information I don't want to know. I don't want to know if there's anchovies in my Caesar salad.
Man, that's why
that
it
makes
tastes
you.
like that.
So then that makes you go crazy. That is honestly, real quick. That is why it has that tangy taste.
I want to try anchovies on pizza.
Oh God!
Don't you guys?
I'm just saying, Sean. Look, if you love something, and you're eating it all the time, and then they're finally like, "Hey, Sean, oh, there's fucking anchovies in that."
You're loving it, so you must like anchovies.
Good Lord. All right. So the alternate crisis provides too much for the Mandela County Police Department to handle. So they explicitly decide not to help anyone reporting an alternate encounter, claiming that nothing is worth the risk.
So they pretty much just like tap out.
Yeah, literally. The department's like, listen, you're going to get phone calls. They're going to tell you that they're seeing themselves outside. They're telling you the truth.
Yeah.
But we're not helping them.
So,
I'll put it down in the bottom.
Yeah,
So-
I'll send it to you.
the Mandela County Police Department has directly informed 911 operators to not aid in an encounter with an alternate.
What?
It says this is what you should do.
So you're basically on your own.
Yeah, this is what
Yep.
they say. Do not help a caller reporting an alternate encounter, no matter how frantic their screams are. Calmly reassure the caller that help is on the way. Do not speak too much, as you might accidentally reveal your fear.
Well,
Yep.
isn't that why that one dude in one of the episodes is like, whatever was in your house followed me home?
Yeah.
Hold on,
So
hold on.
that's
I was about to
Mark.
get in- I was about to get into that.
Yeah.
The guy that you're talking about
Mhm.
that had the scary room,
Yeah.
he will later be attacked by an alternate.
Can you
Yeah, so
survive
that's-
encounters with him?
Well, that's the thing.
technically-
So Mark, who was in the original, right, in the Scary Night, who is now 17 years old, had been paranoid for a prolonged period after an encounter with one.
Bro, what if
If not
schizophrenic
more.
people are just interacting with the
Oh,
alternates?
God, stop talking about this.
And what if
schizophrenic
Mandela
people.
County's real? It's just quarantine, surrounded by the government, so we can't go over there.
And that's why we don't know. And that's why. Oh my
Javi, I want
God.
to sleep tonight. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So
Sean,
he
did I hear that
has
outside your window?
he has a prolonged good Lord,
Prolapse?
prolonged period after an encounter with one, if not more, alternates.
Well, his period's pretty long. He needs to go to the
he
doctor.
visits, God damn it. He visits various locations, including his childhood church and what appears to be his house. After avoiding an alternate, he locks himself in a room where he sees the quote unquote the intruder appearing on a nearby analog television. Heathcliff survives the encounter through unknown means. So to answer your question, yes, you can. And the other thing that's important too, right, is to remember that in this universe, the government has like banned anything with screens.
So
you can't have like cell phones, you can't have TVs, car radios or old radios, because the alternates have a way of invading these and getting access to you. And that's how you get mad disease, because they're able to tell you these things through
infomercials.
Or through right, exactly,
So-
right? It's that Domino's pizza thing you sent me.
what I don't know if you have this, but the redacted.
Oh,
class,
buddy, do I got it?
But the redacted class, I think what it is a group of alternates that almost don't play by the rules. There's one that is in one of the videos. It's this guy that I'm just saying, steals kids through televisions. And what he does is once he does that, it puts the mom in distress, causing her to unalive herself.
So it's like some it shit where he comes out of the TV and he's like, ah!
Yeah, exactly.
And grabs him and
exactly.
jumps back in.
And
Bro, if I saw that shit, I'm blowing my
out.
brains out.
Oh my
What the fuck?
god!
He just jumped out of my fucking TV.
I would try to shoot him first.
Yeah, shoot your TV, and he's like, ah,
So real quick.
on the other side, like some it shit doing the dance.
The fucking
Yeah.
head still.
And just fucking straight face.
Oh no, hell with
Alright,
that.
so I have it written down.
So it's important to remember that
Well,
we're
that's
saying
terrifying.
like a lot of this that we're talking about. We're saying I think, because
He doesn't give any information.
he hasn't given any information.
It's just up for your thoughts.
He offered to give Wendigoon the information, and Wendigoon is like, no. It's more fun going about it this way than it is knowing the answer right
and then
away.
he's like, that's the point. I'm supposed to give you information you don't want to
Oh
know.
no, and that's how it starts,
Right.
right? That's how it gets brought out into the world.
Wait, now you Wendigoon.
Then-
Next episode, he's just
He's just straight faced, just
welcome
staring
to
at
my
it.
podcast.
So
guys.
I have the case typed down. There is one case of an alternate that happens in Mandela County, where an alternate takes a mother's infant baby.
Oh yeah.
This makes the mother distraught, causing her to, I can say,
Unalive herself.
which
With a
brings
rope?
us back to the alternate's use of psychological warfare. It even says it on the screen. The sight of her missing infant causes her to go distraught, or something like that. And it tells us in the video, we find out that this alternate has stretched outside of Mandela County by telling us that 3,426 infants have gone missing across neighboring counties.
He's taking 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
3,000 and a half, pretty much.
Bro, can you like shoot and kill an alternate?
So that's what I
Nobody knows?
I don't know, and I don't think it's been brought up anywhere.
So they don't tell you directly, but I think that there's a way, if you have a strong enough mind,
Mental fortitude.
Yeah, if you're confident in your mind, I think you can withstand one. Because its whole ideal is it can't attack you. It
can't physically attack you.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
It has to use your head against you.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it just tries to drive you to unalive yourself.
Pretty much. So that way it can take over your life.
See, but then what is it doing with those kids?
Oh, that's true.
That is true.
That is true. I didn't think about that.
Is
Maybe because they're actual like human kids, and it wants to like eliminate that variable from the equation. Because if people keep having kids, right? Like then those are more people that they have to go get. So they're like, man, let's just cut down turn time. Let's just cut down. So it's unalive the kids. Damn it.
So unalive.
There was actually
Write that time
Unalive
down.
the kids.
There was actually a PSA about the missing infant.
Write an hour 24 down so I can remember to.
Oh, now watch previous podcast. He's probably gonna have. All right, you're writing down the time anyway, right?
Oh crap!
He's probably gonna still have in there, probably,
It's not.
and I'm gonna get canceled.
It's not in there.
All right, you're just gonna like.
Yeah, exactly.
There was actually a PSA. I don't remember the whole PSA, but I do remember it says, if you hear your infant crying in another room, do not open the door.
Don't go over there right away. Wait till it stops crying.
Until you hear her stop making noise. It also says...
Write that down.
Stupid.
The video
Parenting
tells
tips
us to keep our children away from anything that can produce frightening imagery.
So you can read books, but you just can't have any screens.
Exactly. And there's a point where...
But then how do they release the PSAs?
Radio.
But then why is there like a couple episodes where there's like just a blank TV screen?
Well, we're viewing it off the TV screen.
That's
there. So I believe what Wendigoon said is that we're viewing VHS tapes of all of this stuff, like people that have been documenting it.
So if they even have a camera, that's a screen.
Listen, man, I'm just going off what the fuck I know.
That's why it tells us that these alternates live
Yeah,
on
you know
a
what
different
else?
spectrum.
You know what else? This guy, Mark, records it too. Maybe that's why he goes crazy.
Yeah.
Mark, remember he goes around and he looks at like his childhood home, the church and stuff like that, and then he goes crazy.
I don't remember what the other guy's name, but Mark and this other guy have an alternate encounter. It was the one where his mom falls and he takes her to the hospital and he tells his friend to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he's like, whatever it was followed me home.
Whatever attacked your mom followed me home.
So September 13th is when that happens.
It shows him off a camcorder that it's outside of his room trying to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells us in there as well, I've called for people. Nobody is coming to save me.
Yep.
Because
and then
911 operators have been told not to help him.
Yep.
So essentially, it's not going to open the door and come in because it's easier to fuck with you psychologically through the door.
Well, that's the only way that they can get you to unalive yourself.
Well, see, that's what
because you feel like you're stuck. You have no other option. You have nowhere to go.
Especially with the police department now saying like, "Oh yeah, we'll be there, and then nothing happens."
That's also what I think is maybe there's maybe they're not easily killable, but maybe they are killable. So instead of just attacking you head on, they just make you do it for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Like maybe they are. Like maybe they can't withstand bullets.
Yeah.
So
but
if they open it,
you can't either.
So what if I just like go to the door?
Right.
What if I just fire to the door? Right.
Well, actually,
you see crawling away on all fours.
Oh,
like into your attic and stuff.
Oh, hell no.
Seal the attic.
Right. Burn the house down.
Yeah, literally.
Let God sort it
Leave
out.
it in there. There is no God here.
Let the devil sort it out.
Yeah.
Mark unalives himself because of it.
Yes.
And it even shows you because the thing busts through the door and runs up to the camera, and then you get the jump scare. So obviously it has the strength to go through that door. It could have done it at any time.
But it just wanted him to...
Yeah, it just waited.
So this right here. So
he did it
Mark, during his encounter, so the alternate's name is Caesar.
Yeah, that's his friend.
Yeah.
That's his friend.
That's his friend who is now no longer his friend. Okay. It's his alternate, right? So on the 15th, so he's already been locked in this room.
For how long?
For a day.
For a day.
Damn, he couldn't hold out longer than that?
Oh, come on.
Well, that was the first day. He goes on for the days.
All right, so on the 15th, Mark, still locked inside of his room, writes on his composition notebook, and eventually shoots his gun repeatedly into the door in an attempt to unalive Caesar's alternate. This causes the power in the building to go out as well as the camcorder light to stop working. Mark leaves out in a final message remarking that he doesn't want to see what's on the other side, but it has been a day and nobody has come to help him. He questions what life really is worth when all he can do is face it alone. Mark curses Caesar's alternate before then turning around and unaliving himself. It's an implied unaliving himself. Caesar's alternate, seemingly victorious in coercing Mark in his unaliving, stares into the camcorder for an hour before turning it around to the face of Mark's remains. So that goes against our theory then, thinking that your alternates are just trying to take you out, because this is a different alternate going after somebody different. You see what I mean? Because it's Caesar going after Mark.
So maybe alternates just want to wipe out humans.
That's it, apparently.
They tell us that the way that it follows, that Caesar follows Mark's home, Caesar calls Mark, tells him that something attacked my mom. I have to take her to the hospital. can you come and turn the cameras on at the house?
Okay, question.
No. So Caesar calls Mark.
Caesar calls Mark.
But it's not real Caesar. It's an alternate.
Yeah, so I was asking, did anything really attack? Like, Caesar dead?
Caesar's dead. Caesar's gone. It's his
gone.
alternate.
He's
He's already
replaced.
taken over his.
So
his
then,
life.
what happened to Caesar's mom?
Oh,
I think that it's implied
that
that she's
Caesar attacked
also
his own mom.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
he tells them, "I have to take my mom."
This
to
is
the
crazy,
house."
dude.
Yeah,
So then they do just kill.
Apparently,
pretty much. So
I'm alive.
he tells Mark that something attacked my mom. You got to come turn the cameras on. He goes. It shows you the driving there. It shows him turning on the cameras, and it shows the hallway where she was attacked. It shows there's a door at the end of the hallway. It's closed. It says at like 3:30.
Does it slowly open?
So, it says at 3:30, motion was detected, and it pans back to the camera. Doors open, and then it goes to like 5:50, which is I guess where he leaves. Noise was detected as well.
Jesus.
And then it cuts away to where he's driving and he calls Caesar. Says, Caesar, whatever you have at your house, follow me home.
yeah.
And then,
Not knowing that it's Caesar's alternate.
And he's like, yeah, bro, I'm in your
Yeah,
house.
he's like, it's me.
but
Hello.
it's teased because when they show, because it shows like a picture of Mark and a picture of
Caesar. Mhm.
and Mark, when they distort, Mark's face doesn't distort, but Caesar's does.
Yeah, Caesar does. Caesar's like turns like elongated.
Yeah.
And just goes dark.
He turns into a redacted.
A redacted, yeah. So that's how we know he turned, right? And so as all this is happening, right, there's a new Lieutenant Thatcher Davis. And Davis is promoted, but he was working on this case that says 3,426 children, like Sean was talking about, have been kidnapped by the intruder that we first met when Mark was little. Do you remember that? When he walked
So then why didn't it take Mark when he was little?
I didn't find anything on that. But we were talking about, like, you were like, oh, why is this only happening in this county? These 3,426 children were taken from Mandela County, Bythorn County, Workshaw County, and Yonder County.
So it's kind of like all these this one city
Mhm.
has people disappearing,
Exactly.
and they're just kind of like
Well, all of these counties have
people disappearing.
kids missing. Yeah.
But
Um,
it's mainly Mandela. Like its origin.
Its origin is from Mandela, but now they're seeing it spread out now to all these other like counties pretty much.
Like a disease.
After reviewing the evidence of the Hathercliff case, Davis answers a phone call from a caller, Jude Murray. Jude says that he's facing a home intruder, but that he, so you gotta fold it. That's what you gotta do. Had no idea how it got inside, as he had his windows and doors locked for months. Thatcher tries to figure out whether the
Wait, so some of
intruder
these
is
people
human.
hide in their houses?
Yeah, well, now that it's being spread out, remember we saw that spike in deaths,
Yeah.
5,000 deaths. So now these people are on edge.
So why does it? Oh, because the government's like,
Yeah, exactly. They're saying that the government's pretty much saying that we're not going to get involved because it's too risky.
They're pretty much like,
Because
you're on your own
because of mad disease.
so then do they just cordon
Because
off?
like imagine like if you have all of these soldiers lined up, right? Let's say you have
Ooh,
50
then
soldiers.
then which one becomes an alternate?
Exactly. And then you get the mad disease involved into it, and now they're all turning on each other.
So then my question is, does the government just cordon off the area and make sure these people don't leave?
Well, that's why
You
they're
could,
saying
you
don't
could.
help them.
Right? But there's already proof that it's going to different counties.
Anyway,
You see what I mean?
Locked in his room, all his doors and
Yeah,
windows.
so Thatcher tries to figure out whether the intruder is a human or an alternate, but ultimately believes that it's a human after Jude states that he has never seen anyone who looks like him before. Thatcher calls, that's how the alternates know about you, is because you have to see yourself first. You see what I mean? Like you see your alternate and they like talk to each other, and that's how like Caesar's alternate went to Mark. You see what I mean? Because she realizes that it's not an alternate because he states that he's never seen anybody that looked like him before. Right? Am I going crazy or?
That sounds right.
The information. Weaver calls Davis for backup to investigate the place, and as she was originally meant to investigate with a police officer who ran away. Thatcher and Ruth arrive at Murray's residence, where they find Lynn's corpse unalived in Adam's room, with the TV on and occasionally flashing the intruder's face as Ave Murray plays. Weaver seems to go somewhere else as Thatcher's camera starts malfunctioning. Thatcher continues to investigate, eventually finding an alternate mimicking his voice and Jude's. The sheer size of the alternate prompts Thatcher to leave to the station. Ruth is implied to not have survived. Thatcher requests backup for surrounding counties, not succeeding due to his radio malfunctioning. It's then when the alternate arrives at the station, announcing its presence by singing a distorted rendition of Amazing Grace. That sounds terrifying. Thatcher confronts the alternate, who uses the voice of several alternate victims, including unidentified children, Mark, Caesar, and Ruth. It implies that the alternate was attempting to kill the unalive Thatcher, but he somehow survives the encounter. In this scene, it's terrifying because you're looking at the point of view from Thatcher and you're looking out, and the alternate just starts talking in all these different voices. And then all of a sudden, it sounds like a bunch of people talking at once.
And then does it just stop?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It sounds like a bunch of people talking, right? So, an on-site officer volunteers to set up a camera that took pictures every 5 minutes facing Adam's office in order to ensure security until another investigation was possible. The footage reveals that the intruder as an invisible force mangling the corpse of Lynn until it was no longer recognizable. The MCPD was able to recover the body.
So then you're telling me these alternates just want you to go crazy. So like they will attack you, but not all the time.
So the only thing that they attacked was a body that was already deceased.
So it's risky.
It tore up the body.
Why is it risky for them to attack you?
Because they're probably able
the mad
to kill
disease. Why is it risky for the alternate to attack you? Oh, again, right? We don't know, but it's probably because they're easy to unalive.
So they're just trying to terrify you to.
Well, yeah, because
to make you unalive yourself.
The Caesar, he easily ripped through that door, but he only did it once Mark unalived himself.
Yeah.
So he knew Mark had a gun.
You know what's crazy? There's you know how there's different demons? There's different scales. And there's different, like how there's archangels, normal angels, whatever, musical angels, whatever.
Yep.
You know there's different layers of, or levels of demon. And when demons first start out, their whole goal is to get you to unalive yourself.
Oh, really?
That's why they invade your dreams and all that. Because they want you to unalive yourself so that if they can take your soul. And they get stronger. Because,
my soul.
because they say the more souls they get, the stronger they get, and the more they can manifest in our physical reality.
Oh, it's like the whole idea of them getting power kind of thing. So this is where I'm confused, because the video that I was watching with Wendigoon said like they don't have like devices and stuff like that, because there's a point where they're using a GPS. And the people are like, the kids that are using the GPS are like, wow, like this thing is so useful. I wonder why they banned them. But here, when I'm looking at the timeline, it says in 1995, various clips of famous Christian cartoon arc found and preserved, later to be uploaded to YouTube channel. And then we enter the digital era, 2004. The MCPD website is last updated on November 14th of 2004. 2007, the Bythorn Paranormal Club is founded at its unknown date. So that's what I like. How are they using all this stuff then? But then it was, unless it gets like banned somewhere else?
That's confusing. Maybe he's still making them, right?
No, I think it was just the 6 videos. I think it was 6.
So
I know there was a couple of like seasons.
Well, there's also Reddit like, I want to say it started on Reddit, and then he made the videos.
So is he done making the videos?
We have no idea.
That motherfucker. All right.
See, that's the part that confuses me because
Oh God,
what?
that was
Just
fucking terrifying.
scare the hell out of yourself.
God,
so you get for looking at these things.
Oh look! Oh my God! What the fuck did I do, dog?
I accidentally opened the porn stash.
Oh, I know, right? It's crazy though because the officer, the lieutenant Thatcher.
Hold on.
Yeah, really got you that good?
Yes, bro. I opened my phone and then the video's there, and it's just. I'm like,
oh, it's the same one you just showed me.
No, it was a different one.
Oh no! I'm telling you, you got to do it. That'll be fun.
So then, which order do you watch him in, though?
He has a whole playlist set up on there. It's the easiest thing to do.
But which one is it?
What is what? Which playlist?
The YouTube is his name, Alex Keister, Kister.
Yeah. So is it this one?
Yeah, that's the start of it. So that right there is the first alternate.
And then Act 2?
Yep.
Act 2? Mm-hmm.
He has I think there's 2 seasons out.
Yeah.
So then that's it for now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found the playlist.
Yeah, Wendigoon said there could be up to 3. So that Lieutenant Thatcher, Gabriel actually comes back and talks to her later on when she's older. Yeah. Yep.
Some of these are fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah, they're pretty creepy. If you watch them, you just have to be careful because there's some jump scares.
Yeah,
there's some like.
Fuck that.
So that's
So in 2009. Meanwhile, on January 16th, 2009, Thatcher is awoken by a stranger's voice, likely belonging to Gabriel. Thatcher is then seen driving a car, likely either in the direction of Workshaw County or even into its borders. As a Workshaw radio weather report is heard while he's driving the car, Thatcher is later seen in Adam's house, which he investigates with a body cam. While in the house, Thatcher hears a radio reading of the fate of the jester. Adam is found in his bedroom by Thatcher lying on the nightstand making abnormal face gestures and having his pupils completely white.
And that's when you shoot him.
A scream, likely Adam's, is heard as Thatcher collapses on the floor or drops the camera. A bleach bottle can be found lying on the floor, suggesting that Adam wanted to unalive himself, but because he's an alternate and can't do so, he suffers a painful experience as a body, disgust. The bleach, the camera, then glitches out, and we see a pixelated smiley face on a white background, while Adam's muffled screams continue until the end of the episode. And then the last update in all of this is in 2010. A Mandela population trend is held. The population slowly decreases in the span of 2 decades from 14,763 residents in 1992 to just mere 1,075 residents by 2009, due to the information being presented in a small box-like format. It is unknown what is the population in 1990 or 1990 and 1991, but importantly in 2010. So around 2009. So from 1992 to 2010, I mean, they lost like 13,625 people. Isn't that crazy?
Fucking insane.
If any of this like paranormal crap entices you,
go watch it.
This is one of the best, if not the best, out there on YouTube.
Besides
when it comes to like this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
The backrooms though, like that's probably gonna be a 2-parter.
That's fine.
Because that's a lot of information to go through. You know what I mean?
I'm down.
So we should probably do a 2-parter on that. Maybe the first few floors, and then because the backrooms is also another like kind of analog horror like this. But like stuff like this is so creative.
It is. It's so smart.
Like, how has this guy not gotten a movie?
Well, they said the dude for Backrooms, they're already asking him to make like a TV series.
I think Backrooms would be a really good game.
Mhm.
I think this would be a really good movie.
It would.
You
Or
know what I
like
mean?
TV series. Movie.
Movie,
there's
because I want
a-
to see a full production. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want it to be half-assed.
There's I don't think it's made by the guy that made Backrooms, but there's a series on YouTube.
It's like
yeah, you see like the guys in the
Yeah.
jumpsuits and all that.
and they're like cataloging and going. They have guns and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super. That's gonna be another good one to get into, the Backrooms. Hope you like this episode. We went on for an hour and 45 minutes. Hope some of that was understandable because it's a lot
It was a lot
of stuff
information.
in there. And I'll break up the episode too, so that way you'll be able to skip between parts on like YouTube. That way you won't have to watch the whole thing. If the Mandela catalogs isn't something you're interested in, maybe you just want to watch the news or just listen to the news part, or maybe you just want to listen to the Trump indictment, whatever it is you want to listen to. But thanks for chilling with us
honestly.
again. I mean, we didn't go that far over, hour 45 minutes.
That's not bad.
That's like our normal time, really. I will leave down all the information at the bottom. If you enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're sending this to friends so they can learn about the Mandela catalogs and also learn about like Trump's indictment and get a little bit more on the news, right? That's why we started that way.
Yep.
So I hope you enjoy this as much as we did because we find this stuff super fun, super exciting. If you can join the Rambling community, right? That's what we're calling it now, the Rambling community.
The Ramblers.
Join the Ramblers. Hey, that's pretty good, man. I dig it.
We just get schizophrenics on.
Oh my god, he keeps saying that every
We're part of
single
the
time. Poor,
Ramblers.
poor schizophrenics, man. But if you enjoyed it, please join the Rambling community. We are going to have a subreddit made. We're on TikTok. We're still giving those giveaways. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away 10 cigars, 10 premium, tasty cigars that you probably can't even get anymore. And then we're gonna, once we get 100 subscribers, which we are right there. We're giving away 6 cigars that, again, you are not this pristine chef's kiss on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna love these. If me and Javi love them, I almost guarantee that you're gonna love them too, because we're picky. We're picky when it comes to cigars. So I'm more than certain that you're gonna love these too. But other than that, I think that's it. Well, next episode, we'll do a little bit of news, and then we're gonna jump into the back rooms. That's probably gonna be a two-parter.
Oh, 100%,
Two-parter. I
100%.
think so. Because there's so much information to do there, but I absolutely enjoy all of you. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Other than that, I think that's it.
That's everything.
That's it. Sean, you got anything else?
No,
Forever
sir.
hold your peace. All right. Other than that, we're out of here. Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you guys.
Good night.
Ah.
Oh.